Learning doesn't stop. Lessons on ABC 6.
Good morning, boys and girls. My name is Mrs. Lang. I am a teacher at the Newcomer Program in Providence. Today, if you are in grades 2 or 3, please stick around. We are going to be doing some division. Today, our objective is students will be able to solve division problems and identify division vocabulary. Now, division is the opposite of multiplication. Multiplication is what we've been working on for the past few weeks, and we know that there are many different ways to solve multiplication problems. We used arrays, we did groups of, and we did repeated addition. And we also did on a number line. Now today, boys and girls, I'm going to be using the groups of method to explain some basic division for you. So I'm going to start off first by using colored tiles. They are the same thing as like when we use the red and the yellow two-sided counters. We can make groups of, and we can actually find your quotient, which is your answer to a division problem. So boys and girls, I am going to first write down my problem, and I'm going to be writing it down in a few different ways also. So first of all, I'm going to be drawing it just so you can see the real division symbol that you will most likely see first in school. So I'm going to write down as a division sentence, 15 divided by, so you'll see this little line with your 2 dots. So that's the division symbol. Nice straight line across. 15 divided by 5 equals 3. Now, you know from when we did some multiplication problems that 5 times 3 is 15. This is just the reverse now. Another way that you might see this, the division symbol can actually be written like a fraction. So you can write down 15 divided by 5, and that is all equal to 3. You also might see long division. And long division includes where you have a box with one number on the inside, one number on the outside, and an answer on the top. Now, to go over the important vocabulary for division, this first number, when you're using your typical division symbol, is called the dividend. And the dividend is the number that you're dividing into. The next number that comes after the division symbol is called your divisor. And your divisor is the number that you're dividing by. So if you notice something, your dividend in a fraction goes on the top, your divisor goes on the bottom. When you look at long division, your dividend goes inside of the box and your divisor goes on the outside. Now your answer to a division problem is a quotient. So there are 3 important words for any different way that you solve a division problem. The dividend, which is the number you're dividing into. Your divisor is the number you're dividing by. And your quotient, which is your answer. I am going to use these numbers, and I'm going to use my online manipulatives from didax.com, and we are going to actually be dividing by making groups of, just like we did when we did multiplication. So remember, boys and girls, you can use whatever color you want. You can use a variety of colors. I am just going to do one color for now. So I'm going to do my green. So my first number, which is my dividend, I'm actually going to take that number, and that's the amount of boxes I'm going to make. So I need 15 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So 15 is my total. That is my dividend. That is what I'm dividing into. Now I have this number 5, which is my divisor, which again can be found after your typical division symbol. It could be found at the bottom of a fraction, and it could be found on the outside of a division box. I am going to take groups of 5, so I'm using my knowledge from when I learned about multiplication, and I'm going to be making groups of 5. So I'm going to circle them off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is one group of 5. I want to see how many groups of 5 I can make. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is my second group of 5. And let's check how many more we can make. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is my third group of 5. I have 3 groups of 5. So this tells me that 15 divided by 5 is 3, boys and girls. And 3 is the answer. And what is the answer to a division problem once again? That's right, quotient. Okay, boys and girls, we are going to try one more problem today. So let me clear my board. And we are going to try with a larger number now. So I am going to write down a problem, and I'm going to write 24 divided by, and remember, this is the division problem written as a fraction. I can also use it as a regular division sentence, 24 divided by 6. And I can also do long division. And when I do long division, my second number is what goes on the outside of the box. So let's recall those vocabulary words again. My 24, which is my top number or my first number, is also the number that goes inside the division box. That is called your dividend. So that's how many blocks we would need in total. My bottom number, which is my second number in a division sentence, and which is my number that goes on the outside of a division box, is called my divisor. That is what I'm going to be dividing by. Now, what I want to find is my quotient. I want to find the answer. So I'm going to start off by making a total of 24 boxes. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I need to make 24. So I'm going to add some. 15. I have 16, I have 17, I have 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. So I have 24 in total. Now I'm going to take this 24 and I'm going to divide it by 6s. So I'm going to make groups of 6. Let's see how many groups of 6 I make because that will be our quotient. That will be our answer to our division problem. So let's count off by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here is one group of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here is 2 groups of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here is 3 groups of 6. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is our final group of 6, and this makes the number 4. So boys and girls, what can you tell me about 24 divided by 6? It seems to me that 24 divided by 6 is going to give you the answer of 4. So what is 4 called, boys and girls? That's right, 4 is called your quotient. And your quotient is your answer to a division problem. Well, boys and girls, that concludes our lesson for today. This is a basic lesson to start to introduce you to division using all of our tools that we already know, all activating all of our prior knowledge, and also learning 3 new vocabulary words: dividend, divisor, and quotient. I hope you had a great time today, and I hope you learned something new. I look forward to seeing you next week. Same time, same place. Bye, everyone.
Welcome back, Summer Learners. We're going to continue our series on decoding syllables. My name is Karen Lamar, and I'm glad you can come back and review this very important reading skill. So I'm going to share my screen and start the presentation. And just let me hide my panel. So, and hide meeting controls. There we go. So just to remind everybody, my name is Karen Lamar. I work at Robert Bailey Elementary School in Providence, and I'm a 2nd grade teacher. And the goal of this video series is just to go back and review some of the really important phonics work that you did with your teacher last year. And we're really focusing on reading. I hope you guys are still reading books and practicing all of that really important work. So let's begin. I'm just going to start my slideshow. So I just want to remind everybody what a syllable is. A syllable is a word or part of a word with one vowel sound. And syllables are made by combining consonants and vowels. Now, if you look below on this chart right here, you can see these are all the consonants and these are all the vowels. Now together, of course, the 2 of these make the alphabet. Going forward, when you see the blue letters, they're consonants, or if you see a C above a word, that's a consonant. And if you see some red, that's a vowel, and you'll see a V. If I'm coding the word, you'll see a V, and that means vowel. So just to remind everybody that a syllable is either a small chunk or a part of a word with one vowel sound. And we've been reviewing all of the syllable types, and there are 7. Some charts will say 6 because they include the diphthongs in with the vowel teams, but this chart actually has separated them, and I purposely did that because diphthongs are very tricky, and those are the ones that we're going to focus on in this video. Diphthongs completely change the sound, and diphthongs can be long and short also. So they are tricky for 2nd graders, and actually a lot of kids who are still working on decoding. So just to remind everybody, a diphthong is in a syllable is 2 vowels put together. And what happens with this is the vowel sound is completely changed. So in vowel teams, you can look at the first vowel and know that it's a long A or long I, but in diphthongs, what's tricky about them is these two vowels, once they're put together, the vowel sound is a changed vowel sound. So that makes it kind of tricky. And there are some diphthongs that have the same sound. So we're going to review all of these. And again, the best way to learn is to practice. So if you look at this chart, you can see I have included the most common diphthongs. And you can see the equal sign shows that they make the same sound. So the AW and AU make an aw sound. The EU, oo, and this OO is also oo, okay? And that's the long sound, but there is a short sound of OO. OI and OY, oi, OW and OU, ow. Now, I am going to go and review all of these on a slide, so you can practice right now and stop the slide, or you can just move on to the next slides because I'm going to include more words so you can practice. Again, best way to learn is to practice reading 3 times. And what you really should do is get a paper and pencil so that you can write them down. So practice reading it and then write it. And then that's a very good way to learn and remember these sounds. So the first sound we're going to go over is aw. And I want you to think of aw like paw, an animal paw, aw, like paw. So the aw, when you see the aw sound, it's mostly in the middle of the word. And if it's AW, it'll be at the end. So both AW and AU make the aw sound, aw like paw. And you can see there's a picture of a paw right here. And also aw like faucet. And of course, we're in the month of August. So what I want you to do is stop the video, pause it, and practice reading these 3 times. And then get something to write with, some paper and pencil or crayon or marker, whatever you have, and just practice reading and writing them and listening to that sound. Again, aw for paw and aw for faucet. This sound is EW, which is oo. And sometimes it's included with the long vowel sounds as a long U sound, and sometimes it's included with the diphthongs. I've included it here with the diphthongs. So EW, oo, like blue. The wind blew, kind of like the tropical storm that we just had. So oo, like blue. So you can get your paper and pencil, pause the video, and practice these. And this chart shows that these 3 diphthongs make exactly the same sound. OO is the long sound in the diphthong. Oo, oo like moon. We just did EW, oo like blue. And OU, oo like you. Okay, so if you look at all of these 2 vowels, when you see the 2 vowels together, OO and OU, know that they generally come in the middle of the word. But when you see a word with a W, most of the time, this is going to come at the end of a word. So oo like moon, oo like chew, and oo like you. You can pause the video and practice these 3 times. This one, I was start 2nd grade with OI and OY. They're pretty common to kids, and a lot of kids already know some of these words. So OI and OY is probably some of the easier diphthongs, and it makes the oi sound. And think of oi like oink or oi like boy. And you can see the 2 words at the beginning, oil and boy. So again, there's some more here that you can practice with a picture if you do need that picture prompt. So you can stop the video right here and practice 3 times. Here we have OU and OW. And OU and OW is ow. And I always tell my students, think of the word ouch. If someone goes to pinch you, you go, ouch. So that ow sound, your mouth really becomes open. So you want to think of ow like brown for OW, or ow like loud. And again, you can pause the video and practice 3 times. And there are some picture prompts if you need the picture prompts to help you. So you can pause the video here and practice reading 3 times. Here's the tricky OO. And there's really no way to learn which sound is long and which sound is short. You just have to go and kind of do your practice. The more you read, the better you're going to be at recognizing these words. And reading, repeated reading, and reading something again, practicing word lists, those are the ways that you're going to get these fluently under your belt. So OO can also make a short sound, and the word that I like to use or prompt for kids to remember that sound is book. Everybody learned that word pretty early. So like book. And I have some picture prompts here to help you read these words. So these are like book. So you can take a moment and practice reading these 3 times. And again, can you think of any more that you can add to your word list? And again, just a review of the long OO, ooh like moon. And again, you can practice reading. There's some nice picture prompts. And this is bloom, the flower blooms, just in case you were confused on that one. So pause your video and practice reading 3 times. The goal of practicing all of these different syllable types is to then really get into reading words with more than one syllable. And what you always want to remember when you're reading words, you want to check in with those vowels. And again, you can see I have my vowels in red and my consonants in blue. The goal of these video series, and again, if you haven't seen the other videos, I'd like you to go back and review them. And there is an order to them, starting with the open and closed syllables. The goal of these is for 2nd graders who are going into 3rd grade to start to be able to take all of these familiar chunks that you have learned and to be able to look at a word that has more than one syllable and start to recognize and be able to decode those words. Now, if you look here, you can see there's 2 diphthong patterns. And what you want to do when you're looking at a new word that you're unfamiliar with is check in with your vowels first. And you can see you have ow and ow again. And now what you want to do is look between the 2 vowels and see what you have for consonants. There are 3 consonants. Now, if you remember your patterns from 2nd grade, the NT is going to go together. So you're going to split that right after the NT sound. Normally, if there's 2 consonants, you split it in the middle, but here we have 3, which is unusual. So you know you're going to have 2 that go together, okay? So the NT go together. You're going to look in between and split it between the last 2 consonants. And so you would say this word, out, down, count, down. And again, whenever you're blending a word, you want to start with the initial sound of the word and then drag out each sound, listen to the sound, and then go back and blend them. The goal is to read it fluently. Count down. countdown. Again, you can see I have another word down here. And again, you can see the red is the OW and the OU. And again, those are diphthongs. And you would read that word starting with the initial consonant sound, segment each word, each sound, and go back and blend them together. I want you to try that one on your own. So you can pause the video and practice reading that word. And remember, when you see an E at the end of a word, that E is most of the time silent, and in this case, it's no different. So you can pause and try decoding that word. On this slide, you can see I have a little fun activity, and you can use it with a playing die. 2 is dice and 1 is die. You can use a game die if you have one. If you don't, that's okay. You can, if you have a deck of cards, you can pull out the ace for 1 and then the other numbers, and you can just randomly pick and practice reading. And again, you want to read 3 times, and if you write it, even better. So you roll your dice, and whatever column comes up, practice reading. And if you want to time yourself and see how fast you can do it and how fluently you can do it, you can do that also. But this is a fun little game that you can play on your own. And again, if you write them, even better. So you can pause your video and practice, and you can always come back to these videos. So don't think you just watch it once. It's great if you come back and practice these videos more than once.
Learning doesn't stop. Lessons on ABC 6.